Hello friends, my name is Dalit Soni and you are watching InFocus by Drishti IAS. In this video, we will be talking about the gold assets. When we talk about gold, recently it has been talked about a lot internationally when we talk about the geopolitical situations or the economic uncertainty. The gold as an asset has been in the, you can say, elephant in the room. Okay. Considering that, today we will be discussing that why India is bringing its gold back from the international storage. When we talk about gold, gold is stored in various forms. Okay. When we talk about the storage, so specifically speaking, in India, it is stored domestically as well as internationally. Okay. Now the international gold which India has stored in the Bank of England, we are trying to bring it back to our country. Okay. In today's video, we'll be seeing that why is Reserve Bank of India is bringing its gold back to India. Okay. So today we'll be discussing all these things. First, we'll be starting with the news. Then we will be talking about the gold kept in the Bank of England. Okay. Now, as I told you, gold as an asset, or when we consider the forex reserve, you know that it is an important component of the forex reserve. Gold is stored in two ways in India. One is domestically. So when we talk about domestically, Reserve Bank of India is there. And then when we talk about the international storage, so there are various banks which are offering these services. Okay, there are various vaults which are present. We have a vault in New York. We have a Bank of England which is offering such services. India is storing its gold in Bank of England. And recently we are bringing it back. So we will be seeing why. Okay. So that is about the, you can say, Bank of England and our gold which is over there. Then domestic holdings are rising. When we are taking our international gold back into our country, so obviously our domestic holdings are rising. We will be seeing the trends. And then coming to the next one, central banks gold buying. Okay. Recently a trend has been witnessed all over the globe that the central banks in the countries are buying the gold. Okay. They are going for the de-dollarization. Okay. They do not want to, you can say, depend more on the dollar considering the uncertain geopolitical scenarios. Okay. So what central banks are doing is they are buying the gold. So we will be talking about that reason for bringing the gold back to India, which we will talk about. And in the end, we will be talking about the key takeaways. And last, we will be discussing a prelims related MCQ. Okay. So let's start with the news. So news is that the Reserve Bank of India has repatriated nearly 130 metric tons of the gold stored with the Bank of England over the past 2.5 years. In the past 2.5 years, you will be seeing that India is bringing back its gold. Okay. Why is the Reserve Bank of India is bringing its gold back? Now, gold kept in the Bank of England. As I told you that Bank of England holds one of the largest gold vaults globally and second to the New York Federal Reserve. So you can say that the largest one is your New York Federal Reserves and second one is your Bank of England. Okay, so that is there. Many central banks use the Bank of England for the secure gold storage, but keeping gold abroad is having some kind of cost. It incurs a cost. Obviously, if someone is providing you a service, they will charge for it. Okay, so we are giving money to them so that they can keep our gold safe. Okay, that does not make any sense for a sovereign country like India, but because of the storage related issues, we have kept our gold over here. Now that we are bringing it back because we have the storage now. Okay. Then in 1991, during the balance of payment crisis, India shipped 47 tons of the gold to Bank of England to secure loans from the international creditors. Okay. Now in you can say 1991, we have seen that there was this balance of payment crisis which was there, because of which we have to open our economy. At that point of time, we have sent 47 tons of the gold so that we can secure some kind of loans from there. Okay. And after that, we have started to keep our gold in the Bank of England. Now, domestic holdings are rising. Here you can say there is this graph which is given. This is from March 2022 till September 2024. The trend is that our international holding is declining and our domestic holding is increasing. This saffron color is there, which is talking about the domestic holding. Okay, so here you can see this is rising. Okay, and when we talk about the international holding, this is basically the blue one that you can see that is basically declining over time. Okay. Now, if we talk about the net, you can say gold which India has, that India is having right now 854.73 metric tons of the gold, okay, as per September 2024. When we talk about the domestic and the international holdings, so most of it is there in the domestic holding, that is 510.46 metric ton of gold, and when we talk about the international holding, that is 324.01 metric tons, okay. So that is there in the Bank of England. Earlier it was 453.52, okay. So that is there. From 453 we have come to 324, okay. So obviously our international holdings are decreasing and our domestic holdings are increasing, okay. That is one thing. Second thing, recently India has also bought gold, okay. So that is also there, okay. So these are the data which has been given over here. If you want to go through it, you can go, otherwise this trends would be sufficient, okay. Now there is one thing I would like to add over here, is that 85.13 metric tons of gold has been added to the RBI's reserve since March 2022. They are saying that this much gold has been added. That means that we have purchased 85.13 metric ton of gold, okay. And that is a international trend. As I told you that central banks all over the world, they are acquiring gold, okay. Moving further, the share of gold in the total forex reserve rising from 8.15% to 9.32%, okay. So please remember that right now 9.32% share is there of gold in the forex reserve. When we talk about forex, there are various components of the forex which are there. Important ones are, you can say, dollar is there. There are other foreign currencies which are there. We have SDR, special drawing rights of IMF, and then we are having gold as well, okay. So recently the gold has increased, and that is 9.32%, okay. So this is the domestic holdings which are rising. Moving further, central banks gold buying. Central banks are going for, buying this gold, but why? Recently there is this uncertain global, or you can say uncertain geopolitics which is there, okay. And geopolitics always impacts the economies, okay. Since we are living in a complex world which is interdependent on each other, okay, and because of which, if there is a shock in any kind of, let's say if dollar is facing some kind of shock, that will pass to the other currencies as well, okay, to other countries as well, okay. So considering that the countries are looking for de-dollarization, they are seeing that we should not be too much dependent on the dollar, and that is why they are, you can say, focusing more on gold, okay. So that is one thing, because of which the you can say central banks are buying for the you can say gold. Following the sanctions on Russia in 2022 due to the Ukraine conflict, central banks worldwide has increased the gold purchase. The trend aims to reduce dependence on the US dollar and hedge against the global uncertainties, okay. So they are creating a buffer for themselves. Observer notes a significant rise in the gold buying among the central banks as a strategic move to diversify the reserve, okay. So moving further, here you can see reason for bringing gold back to India. First is your sovereignty and control. First, India has enhanced its capacity to store the gold, okay. Second thing is, if the gold is in our domestic territories, that means we are having more control over it, okay. Second thing is security. Now if you are having gold in the international storage, and because of some kind of geopolitical issue that got stuck over there, so that is a cause of concern for us, okay. Second thing, if your bilateral ties with that particular country are not very good, okay, and they have declined over time, that is also a cause of concern. So basically, if you have gold in your domestic holdings, that means you are enhancing your security, okay. Then moving further, reserve strategy, part of RBI's plan to diversify and strengthen the forex reserves, okay. As I told you, in the forex reserve we have a component that is gold, we have another component that is dollar, okay. Now most of the time you will be seeing most of the forex reserve are having dominance of dollar, okay, and we are trying to reduce the dominance or the dependence on the dollar. That is why we are increasing the gold in the forex reserves, okay. So that is one more strategy. Improved infrastructure. In India we are having storage infrastructure which is improved, and that is why we are bringing it back. Then global uncertainties, which we have already talked about because of the geopolitical scenarios in Israel, or when we talk about the Iran, when we talk about the Russia-Ukraine conflict, etc. Moving further, economic stability, boost financial security and resilience against the global shocks, because we have gold and gold has its intrinsic value, okay. So these are the reasons because of which we are bringing gold back. Now what are the key takeaways? Here you can say RBI's gold repatriation strategy is a response to evolving global financial dynamics. As I told you, geopolitics will impact the economy, economy will impact the financial situations. Okay, so that is there. Keeping physical gold asset in domestic custody is viewed as a protective measure. It is creating a buffer, and there is a growing trend among the global central banks to acquire more and more gold, reflecting shift from the financial and the geopolitical landscapes. Okay, so basically to create a buffer, to create to make sure that India's economy does not suffer because of the geopolitical shocks. That is why we are keeping our reserve inside our own country. So this is why India is shifting its gold from the international storage to domestic storage. Okay, with that we will be ending the discussion over here. In the end, we are having this MCQ for your practice. Where is the largest gold vault in the world located? New York, London, Dubai, or Frankfurt? Okay, so you can attempt this question and answer to me in the comment box. And if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. Have a nice day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.